18 to almost 30. That's what, 13, 30. I'm trying to figure up in my head. Like what, 23 years later, I could talk about it? Or near 20 years later, I could talk about it? But the point is, you can't always expect a victim to come right out. When they feel like, as a victim, I felt like I had no help. I felt like I was wrong for the clothes I had on, even though the clothes I had on were not Hoochie Mama clothes. Matter of fact, I had on 2 shirts and they were long sleeve, and I had on jeans. So I wasn't showing any cleavage or anything like that. I didn't invite them into my body. You understand? I didn't invite them into my body. They just saw an opportunity to get somebody. I wasn't drunk. I wasn't high. I hadn't been drinking. I wasn't doing any of those things. But yet they saw fit to grab me out the bunch. And which leads me to think they was plotting on me the whole time. And tell you the truth, I never even thought about that part till now. That they were plotting on me the whole time. They had already picked me out. They had already singled me out and decided what they were going to do with me and my body. I didn't have a choice. I couldn't break free. So I'm saying that we have to stop blaming the victims for what the other people are doing to them. It's not the victim's fault. We don't choose to be victims. We don't choose to live with the psychological damage, but we have to. Like I said, I shut down for years about that. Never spoke of it again till I was in my upper 20s. That's how long it took. It took me years. And I talk about it now because I am healed from it. And do it still hurt? Yes, every now and then I think about it, but it doesn't hurt like it did before. Now when I think about it, it's more as how can I help the next person? How can I reach the next young girl, and in hopes that, this will not happen to her, or if it does happen to her or him, that they will find somebody that they trust to talk with. I had nobody to talk with. My sisters were too young to help me at that time. My sisters was only like 15 and 16 themselves, and we've never been through anything like that. Never been through anything like that. And when I think about it, there's a lot of people who have been sexually assaulted that are just not saying anything about it because it's family members that did it, aunts and uncles. The uncles are the worst. Sometimes you get these drunk uncles or these high uncles. That's why I tell people all the time, if they can do drugs, then they can grab you or grab your children. If they can sit there and talk about how they done stuff with other people and not care about a person's feelings, then they can grab you. You just never know who you're walking with or who you're hanging with that has that capability of taking your innocence. You don't know. You never know who it is that's on side of you, that's already plotting what they're going to do to you or your children. That's why I get so pissed off. I get so freaking pissed off whenever I see like these articles on Facebook where these innocent babies get killed. These innocent children, 5, 6 years old, get killed because some woman wants to bring in some man that they just got to have and not thinking about their kids. When they start putting their kids last, it pisses me off. If this man is not treating you well, he's not going to treat your kids well. Turn your back and you'll see how bad he really treats your kids. So that pisses me off. And you can't be good to the kids if you're not good to their mother. And look, some little stupid girl right now is somewhere thinking, some little naive girl right now is so full of herself, is thinking that, he won't do my kids like that. Me and him might not get along, but him and the kids get along. Him and the kids get along. Well, how well do you know that? You know what I'm saying? You don't really know just how well they are getting along. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy that women would think that. I know. I've been there too before where I thought, well, me and him might not get along, but he good to my kids. But then when you turn your back, you don't know what he doing to your kids. When you knocked out, when you laid up there high and drunk, you don't know what a man is doing to your kids. When you trusting your kids with this man while you go to work, you don't know what he doing to your kids. I'm going to tell you something. Predators and pedophiles do not always wear a label. They don't always look like they are a predator or a pedophile. You know what I'm saying? They look like everyday men. They don't look like they the type that'll do that, but they are. But they are. They are the type that will do that. You don't know what a pedophile's type is, really. I mean, seriously. You really don't. As much science is out here, as much as they say, watch this guy, watch that guy, usually the one you're watching is not the one that's going to do it. It's going to be the ones that you think won't do it. It's going to be the ones that you think are so into you and your bull crap that you think they won't touch your kids. Let me tell you, if they touch your butt, then they will touch your kids. Gosh, I done got hot about that. If they will touch you, they will touch your kids. I mean, that's just point blank. I'm so sick of seeing these young girls not understand that. And we older women and some of the older women can't tell the young women nothing because they in the same position. Those of us that know better, we need to do better. We need to be an example, set an example for our young children, young girls and young boys, especially when they're coming into their adolescent years. They need guidance. They need direction. They need honesty. They need truth. They don't need you sugarcoating life to them. They don't need these brand name shoes and these brand name clothes. They need a mother and father. They need God-fearing counselors in their life. They need some type of direction other than the road that they may be choosing to go on. Do you know that one incident, all it takes is one incident to turn a good child bad? My throat is starting to get hurt. I guess I'm talking too much. I got allergies. But all it takes is one incident to happen in that child's life to screw that child's life up for the rest of their life. Listen, for the rest of their life. Some of them never learn how to deal with the fact that they got molested by their daddy, the fact that they got molested by their auntie or uncle. They go through life misbehaving because they never dealt with what really happened. Those of us who have made it, that have overcome, we need to share our stories for these younger people. People like R. Kelly, they don't stop. They don't stop until you make them stop. And a majority of the time that means to put them away in jail time. If listen, they're not born pedophiles. It's just something that comes into them. And my thing is on it, it's hard to change a man's mind or a woman. When I say man, I'm speaking both in general, man or woman. It's hard to change a person's mind. Once their mindset is set on, I like young women, I like little girls, I like little boys, it's hard for anybody to change that mind. I'm not saying they can't be changed because with God you can do anything. But I'm saying that it is hard for that mindset to get changed, especially if they don't see any wrong in it. If they don't see nothing wrong with what they're doing, then it's hard for them to change. And I honestly think R. Kelly didn't see anything was wrong with what he was doing because of one, He couldn't be touched like that because, he got money, so he knew what to do. And number two is that's how he was raised in his head. That's how he was raised. He's not going to stop that. He's not going to stop that. That's a way of life for him. That's part of his life. Just like Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby had a thing for doping up women and taking advantage of them. We wasn't there at none of these, first of all. We weren't there at none of these, but I'm just saying. These men have showed repeated behavior. Repeated behavior. And if it's constantly repeating, then they'll do it at age 23 or 63 or 73 or 83. Don't think we ain't got some old child molesters out here, because we do. We got some old child molesters out here who still, y'all think that junk cute when you be at the bootlegger's house and they say, oh, that's a little cute girl there. Oh, you just like your mama. But when they saying that, they sizing you up. Listen, babies, those that are listening, they sizing you up. When they start comparing you to how your parents used to do and stuff, they sizing you up. You got to learn how to discern between what people are saying to you. You got to learn that, how to discern between that. Because every time that somebody told me I was just like my mama, I didn't know they were talking about sexually. You know what I'm saying? I would go around to the bootlegger houses. My mom would carry us around before she got in the church. She would carry us around to the bootleggers' houses, let us stay there sometimes. And some of these old men would be saying, oh, you just like your mama. But that was their way of flirting. That was their way of getting in and trying to make us feel comfortable around them so that they could go for the kill, which was our body. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying this stuff is out here and it's real. It's real. But anyway, maybe I'll talk about that another day, because right now I am pretty well trying to just focus on this car and getting the car and getting through today with this funeral. And I'm just going to have to find a day to talk about that when I get a chance to. And I may, you know what? I may actually talk about it tonight in my Kiva class, because Kiva class that I teach starts back tonight. So I may actually touch some on it. I don't know. I'm just going to pray on it and see what God gives me for tonight. If He gives me that, then I will. And you can listen to that on iHeartRadio or either Spreaker right here. I just rather put some honesty out there in the world. We have enough cheats. We have enough clowns. We have enough watts already filling the atmosphere. But we need to put some honest words out here so that people can catch them and live better, choose to make better decisions, and know the consequences that come behind being a hoochie mama, the consequences that come behind anything. You don't have to look a certain way to be raped. I was grabbed in 2017. I wasn't dressed like a hoochie mama. I was getting ready to go to Sunday school. And a lot of stuff does happen in church as well. So that's just going to be another topic, y'all. I'm telling y'all, this stuff is deep. So maybe I'll do some topics like that. Just to be an eye-opener, you know. Because that's what I'm really thinking most of the time when I'm out here teaching. That's just some of the things that I'm thinking about, is the well-being of our men and women mentally, you know. All right, then, you've been listening to Miss Coco Bowden right here on my Plus Size Grandma. Y'all have a blessed day. If I get a chance to come back, I will. If not, I won't. But share, go like our page on Facebook, my Plus Size Grandma Podcast Reality Show. Go like it on Facebook. And that's it.